Hello once again, I'm here on behalf of House by Fast. My name's Jonathan Rolande and I'll be answering 3 questions that my colleague George is going to ask. I promise I haven't seen the questions before, so if I don't know the answer, apologies, I will just let you know and I can always go away and look it up. So far away, George.
Okay, first one is from Ant Zoopla on Zoopla. How much value would a garden add to my flat?
Okay, it's difficult to say just without knowing the type of property, the area, the supply and demand of property in your area. I can be kind of roughly accurate with it though. It makes a little bit of a difference if you've got a balcony or not. So if you have got a balcony, a garden's not going to add quite as much as if you haven't. What a garden would do though is open up the property to a whole new catchment of buyers. So for example, you can get people with children or people who are keen on gardening obviously, also people who might want to put a big shed, home office or something like that in the garden. So you'll find you get a lot more people interested in your flat, so it would sell potentially much more quickly. On average I would say that a garden adds about 15%, perhaps between 10 and 15 depending on area. So of course if your flat's worth about 100,000, you could be looking at adding that up to about 115. But as I say, it's difficult to say exactly without knowing the area, so if you want me to look at it in more detail, don't hesitate to send in some more information. Thanks very much, and we'll do the next question.
Okay, next one's, how long will it take to rent out my 2-bed maisonette in Belvedere? This is from Kelly on Zoopla.
Right, hi Kelly. The answer is hopefully not very long. The market at the moment is about as good as it's been. Certainly in my memory, which is quite a few years. There's a real demand from tenants at the moment, a little bit of a shortage of property, which is very much in your favour. This is caused really by a bit of a bubble in the letting market, because a lot of people who would otherwise be buying are unable to do so or don't want to, perhaps because of mortgage problems and this sort of thing. So you certainly can let the property very quickly. Do be careful though not just to let it as quickly as possible to the first tenant who comes along. It may be better to wait a little while longer to get a tenant who's, for example, more reliable, will look after the house a bit better, and of course pay you your rent more sustainably. So what I would do is to go around 2 or 3 letting agents in your area, see who's the strongest around there in numbers of to let boards or let by boards. Pop into the agent, see who you actually like the feel of, so to speak. So pop into the agent, see who you actually like doing business with, because it is a long-term relationship when you have a letting agent, because of course the tenant will be in there for some time, and then instruct them. I would have thought you should get a good number of inquiries and a potential tenant within a 2-week maximum period. That's certainly the way the market is at the moment. So I hope that helps and good luck with it.
Okay, and the last question is from someone local, Sue PW in Worthing, West Sussex. What price should a 1-bed flat in Lavington Road fetch?
Okay, so yeah, I know Worthing very well, lived here for many years. It does depend a little bit. I mean, Lavington Road's got all sorts of different types of property. I know, for example, when we're recording this at the end of April, there's one on the market just at Broomfield Avenue end, which is I think about 250,000, although that is a 2-bedroom large garden flat. So you can see the prices go up really about as high as possible. It's a very good area, very popular, good for local employment, schools, roads, all these sorts of things that people want. 1-bedroom flats are normally capped at about 125,000. That's where the stamp duty comes in, and very often they're below that figure. It could go above, depending on whether, for example, you've got parking, a garage, garden, anything like that, condition of course. And also these days people do tend to look at the lease situation. So if the lease is running a little bit low, and by that I mean sort of anything about 70, 75 years left remaining, you'll want to perhaps look into the costs of renewing that lease. But I would have thought somewhere around about 125 should be about right. If you want me to put you in touch with 1 or 2 good local agents, I'm very happy to do that. Just let me know. Thanks very much. Thank you very much once again for sending the questions in to me today. Do keep them coming. We enjoy answering them all. Any other queries you've got, don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks very much.